target. An excellent catch. Beginning his next over leg. Going back on the back foot. Punch it. Get all of it. T20 Elite. This one has been fight away towards the final. Fielder giving it a chase. Stops it just inside the boundary. Well, not very cleanly, but saves the boundary nonetheless. Singh gets a couple. Swivels on his leg and plays that ball beautifully towards the fine leg. Sandeep bowling to a 7-2 feed here. Stu on the leg side. Spoiler in the shot. Good wicket him off. Foolish run. Power play 11 for 1, 2.5 overs. So they get to the count. Just one ball. Left arm. Flicked away towards fine leg. Should be a boundary. Is a boundary. Beautiful off his toes. Was full. Placed on the leg. That's not the line that you want to hold to Zohaib. He's pretty strong in that area. Uses his feet pretty well, Zohaib. He's kind of a difficult batsman to bowl on these pitches. Usually takes a little bit of time to get the major of the bowlers. Shot. Pull towards square leg. Beautiful running there. Two direct hit, but the runner has made his ground. Good piece of fielding there. He was deep in square leg. Had to run in about 20 meters, collect that ball. Picked up in one single action and hit the stumps bullseye. Not before Syed was back into his crease. Two more added to the score, 17 now for the loss of one wicket. Uses his feet. Pushes the ball towards the vacant cow corner. Another couple for Zohaib. This is what I was telling you. He uses his feet, uses the crease well, uses the feet well. End of the third over. A bit expensive one. 11 runs coming off it. CCA moving up to 19 for 1. Zohaib getting into action pretty quickly here, realizing that CCA needs to take some advantage of the power play. Saeed batting on 6 from 7 balls. And Zohaib is not out on 8 from 4. As Gilwakar is going to continue from the south end of the inland cricket ground. Quicker through the air. Bowling a little bit flattish line here, Gilwakar. This one was slower through the air. So he tried too hard to hit that, missed it completely. Here's Gilwakar again. This one swung a little bit. Wide signaled. It was a seam up delivery ball from Gilwakar. He's trying different things here. The previous one, he tried to bowl a leg spinner. This one was a seam up one. Let's see what's he going to do now again. Once more, seam up, quicker one, hit towards the point where the point fields. A wild throw, but no damage to either side. No run scored on this ball. Score 20 for 1. Gilwakar has been bowling quicker ones in this over. That one was pushed towards square leg by Saeed, picked up a single. Zohaib on strike now. Comes out of the crease, driven straight. Beautiful shot. Should get a couple there. Using his feet again, Zohaib. Driving it straight past the bowler. Picks up another couple, moves to 10, and takes CCA to 23 for the loss of 1 wicket. The last ball of the 4th over here. Slower one, making him wait. Beaten by the speed of the ball there. Went through the shot quickly. That is quite good bowling there from Gilwakar. Mixing things up here. End of the over. 23 for 1 in 4 overs. CCA put into bat by St. John's 1. Saeed was dropped on second or third ball of the first over. Was a dolly, should have been taken any day. Sandeep is going to continue his third over, bowling to Saeed. Shot has been punched away over the covers. Ball stops inside the boundary line. No, just crosses the boundary line as signaled by the umpire. 4 runs. That was a good shot. The ball was shot using his height there. Saeed, he's a tall guy. Both the batsmen are quite tall and play the short ball pretty well. Both Zohaib and Saeed. Saeed is bowling to 6-3 field. Sandeep is bowling to 6-3 field to Zohaib. Full one through the kitchen sink at it. Missed the line completely. No addition to the score. 27 for 1 now. Here approaching the third ball of the 4th over. Slow one. Full, straight, swung a little bit. Saeed realizing the ball, the slowness of the ball. Straight bat. No run. Good bowling there, good thinking there from Sandeep. Shot again outside the off stump, wanted to cut. Missed. Flashed at it. Flashed hard, but missed it completely. Mixing his pace here, Sandeep. Previous ball was a slower one. This one he put in a little bit of extra shoulder. This one again, slower one. Not letting the batsman settle to us to mixing up the line, mixing up the length, mixing up the speed. That is fantastic bowling here. He was expensive in his second over, but he's pulling things back for St. John's. Another one in the block hole and defended. Just 4 runs of the over. He went for a boundary on the first ball of this over, and then 5 dots. That's a fantastic comeback from Sandeep. This is what matters in the end. You might get hit for a boundary or two. It's always about the comeback. You have to forget what happened on the previous ball and concentrate on executing your plans. It's about how you handle the pressure. Sandeep Khatri and Gilwakar Ahmed bowling the power play out, and Gilwakar is going to bowl his third over here. Zohaib is facing him. Quicker run again, driven straight to mid-off where the fielder fields. No addition to the single. Gilwakar has been miserly to say the least. He's been mixing his lengths and speed. This one, slow one, again rolled his fingers over it. Straight driven by Zohaib. The fielder sends the ball back, but not before Zohaib collected another 2. Moved up to 12. Long on. And Cow Corner are the 2 fielders out on the boundary line. Slow one. Picking up on the bounce. Here's Zohaib. A flat batted shot, a cross shot towards long on, where the fielder fields. And Zohaib adds 1 more to his score, moves up to 13. Saeed is batting on 11, 17 balls. Should be a single. That was quicker through the air as well. Saeed looks a little bit rusty, but he has the game to make up for the lost balls. He can hit ball long and hard. Season openers can be a little tough. This one has been driven. And the quick run here, direct throw, would have been curtains for Zohaib. Made it safely in the end. It was well run. He ran as soon as he hit the ball there, and well supported there by Saeed, but could have been disaster if the ball would have hit the stumps directly there. Last ball of the power play. Didn't get hold of that ball, Saeed. No runs. The ball was fielded by short fine leg fielder. End of power play. 32 for 1. St. John's bowlers have done a magnificent job here in the power play, considering the batting might of CCA. Both Saeed and Zohaib and Zahid as well, known for lusty hitting. the chart for you. The third over going for 11. That's the maximum runs in an over so far. It was Sandeep Khadri. Aryan, young talent, is going to take over bowling duties from Sandeep Khadri. Slower one. They've been bowling quite a bit of slow ones here. Aryan started with a slower one. The field opens up now. Got a deep square leg, cow corner, long off, long on, pretty much regulation field, and a deep extra cover. From the back of the hand, driven towards cover, overthrows, but only take one. That was bowled at the back, from the back of his hand by Aryan. It was picked up by the batsman, but couldn't place the ball. Zohaib facing full, driven towards long off for a single. The outfield is a bit grassy, so the ball doesn't travel it's heavy outfield, as they say. Slower one, back of the hand again. Saeed wanted to hit it onto the banks of the inland cricket ground. Nowhere near the ball, the head up in the air. Saeed needs to make amends to his strike rate here. This one, yes and a no, yes and a no. Don't go for the run, which was the wise decision because the ball was fielded right next to the bowler. 35 for 1. We are approaching the 7th over. St. John's has contained CCA pretty well here. This one has been hit towards square leg, where the fielder does an excellent job of stopping the ball. It was travelling, fielded on the bounce there. Deep square leg. Just a single on the last ball. Did it cross the boundary line? I thought he saved that. Yeah, he saved it. That was good fielding there. 40 for 1 in 7th over. After 7 overs, and Gilbert is going to finish his spell here. He's bowled really well. Just 11 of 3 overs so far. This one has been picked up over the boundary line, just inside it actually. 4 runs to Saeed. He's been trying to get on with the game. Has not been connecting, but this one he just picked up full on his pads. Dispatched towards fine leg for a boundary. No sixes so far from CCA. This one, slower one, has been hit towards cow corner. One bounce. Saeed moving up to 23 from 25, catching up on the strike rate. This one slow one. This is the first maximum of the match. Using the feet, Zohaib, and dispatching it over the long on boundary for a 6. Beautiful shot. As I've been saying, he uses the feet pretty well, Zohaib, to the spinners as well as the pacers. First 6 of the game. Quicker one. The usual reaction of the bowler when he gets hit. Bowl a little bit quicker than the previous ball. Score moves up to 52. Zohaib on 23 and Saeed also on 23. Gilbakar, slow one, wanting to hit it and checking the stroke at the last minute. Just a single. A little bit expensive in this over, Gilbakar. Beaten there. Zohaib ends the spell. Bowled brilliantly, though this was a bit expensive by his standards that he has displayed so far, at least in the first 3 overs that he bowled. Good spell there. That's the irony. That's the game. He went only for 11 runs in the power play, but as soon as the field opened up, he went for 13 or 14 runs in the last over. Zarian continuing from the north end. This one has been picked up. Is it going to be... Oh, it's dropped again. That went straight to the fielder at the square leg boundary. Another regulation catch. It is a bit chilly. The hands are cold. Second life there for Saeed. He should have been back in the pavilion on the second ball of the match. Shot at length. A little bit quicker through the air. Saw Zohaib coming down there. Aryan shortened the length of that ball. Zohaib wanting to hit a flat cross shot towards leg side. Couldn't connect. This one has been played off his pads towards square leg. Gets a single there, Zohaib. Score moves to 56 for 1 in this Elite T20 competition between St. John's and CCA. Up in the air, over the fielder, another maximum. That's the first 6 here from Saeed's bat. This is the connection he has been wanting from a long time in this innings. Connected this one pretty well. Aryan bowling this ball that's pitched up just under his bat. Using all of his reach here, Zohaib over the long on fielder for a maximum. Moves to 29. Saeed. Bowled him there. What a comeback from the bowler. Saw him coming down. Pitched it a little bit short. The ball moved a little bit away after pitching. Saeed was committed to the shot. And by the time he realized that he couldn't play the shot that he wanted to play, the ball disturbed his furniture. The second wicket falls for CCA. 59 for 2. Rather scratchy innings comes to an end. Saeed clean bowled by Aryan. Last ball was 6. Position 4. I think the score a little bit correction there. The last ball before he got bowled was a 6. It's showing 4. "59 for 2 is the official scoreboard. Good comeback there from Aryan. Cleaned up Saeed there. Last ball of his second over as Tanzil, next man in, pushes the ball towards the vacant mid-off area. Walks over for a single. 60 for 2. End of 9 overs. Zohaib batting on 24. Last man out, Saeed, got clean bowled after hitting a 6 of the bowling of Aryan. For 29, a rather scratchy 29. He's a much better bat than that, I can assure you that. Seen him play in last season. It's the beginning of the season. The weather is still on the cooler side. But thankfully it has been a little bit brighter today. We're approaching to the half of the innings. Hit towards sweeper cover by Tanzil. Harshit taking the charge of the bowling for St. John's 1, bowling the 10th over of the inning. Full toss has been hit towards the cow corner. Is it a catch? Oh, it's dropped. Butterfingers all around the field. To be fair, the sun was in his eyes directly. Maybe he's hurt his hand or something. Looks like he's hurt his hand there. It went straight. It was up in the air for a long time. Looks okay. As I mentioned, it is a bit chilly, so ball hitting flush on the hand. A leather ball can hurt you, can pinch you quite hard. Still struggling a little bit there, the fielder. As you can see, that's the longer side of the boundary there. Zohaib, I think the ball hit a little bit higher than where he would have wanted the ball to hit. Therefore didn't get the distance. Was up in the air for a long time, but didn't get the distance. Was hit powerfully though. He's struggling. Maybe some bit of magic spray. Would settle the pain a little bit. Sting of the leather ball. Isn't sweet, I can tell you that. .63 for the loss of 2 wickets here. CCA, the batsman out, Zahid Chaudhry and Syed. Gilbekar and Aryan, two successful bowlers. There's a gap as there's a break. Things. Harshit back on his bowling mark. Gave 3 singles so far in this over. Harshit Patil. Tanzeel. Ready. Outside the off stump, wanting to cut the ball. I think didn't pick the leg there, Tanzeel. Driven, got the edge there, wanted to drive. The ball took the outer edge of the bat towards short third man. And Tanzeel picks up a single. Not a very convincing shot there. Looks like got beaten in the flight there. Tanzeel almost picked up. Zohaib there, Harshit. Slow one through the air. Zohaib moving towards the off stump. Shuffles. And it shuffled quite a bit on that occasion towards off stump. Ball taking the edge. Lucky he didn't get bowled. Quicker one outside the off stump. Punch towards sweeper cover for a single. Good start here from Harshit Patil. 6 runs of the first over. Half of the innings completed here. CCA 66 for the loss of 2 wickets. This telecast is being brought to you by 22 Yards Network. 22 Yards Network. Please subscribe. As we say, always thankful to the sponsors for helping us with this telecast. $69 for 2 in 10 overs. And we see a bowling change here. Aryan is being replaced. Tanzil gets his helmet from the dugout. Rather colorful helmet that. I remember the Afghanistan wicketkeeper using that colored helmet in yesteryears. I forget his name though. Very distinct character. Was an aggressive bat as well. First ball, full toss. Just inquiring their batsman if it is over the waist, but by saying no, and also he's indicating to the umpire that his white cap is not letting Tanzil sight the ball properly. The cap bowler gave to the umpire. Shot outside the off stump. Good shot there. Just fielded inside the boundary. A couple there for Tanzil. Kiranpal Singh was quick on that occasion, but was shot. Rocked back and cut it towards deep point. Picked up a couple. This one has been hit over the covers. Should be a couple another 2. Foolish ball. Got under the ball, but didn't get all of it. Tanzil batting, he's showing Zohaib. Kiranpal. Good pace. Good pace there. And Tanzil not happy with himself, feeling he missed an opportunity there. Scorecard, scorer. The batsman is Tanzil and not Zohaib as being shown here. So a little bit of correction in order there. As Kiranpal gets ready to bowl the next ball of his over. Right arm over the stump, slower one. Again pitching it short, using the pitch, using the wicket there. Tanzil puts it away towards sweeper. Gets one more. Moves the score to 71 for 2. Should be 72 for 2 now with that single. As Zohaib gets ready to face Kiranpal. Slow one again, rolling the fingers on that one. Zohaib waiting for the ball to come towards him and then putting it towards the cow corner. End of the over. 77 for 2. Please like and share and subscribe. 22 Yards Network. This tournament is being organized by CNDCL with our sponsors Canadian Travel House and Sherbon, the real fruit, real flavor juices. St. John's won using 5 bowlers so far. 11 gone, 77 for 2 as Harshit Patil starts a fresh over. Taken on the full and dispatched over the cow corner for maximum. Not still happy with the connection there, Zohaib. But managed to get the ball over the boundary line for another 6 towards those nets at the beautiful inland cricket ground. Took the ball on the full. Patil once more bowls to Zohaib, who shuffles quite a bit towards off and cuts the ball towards point, deep point, and picks up another single. Takes the score to 84. Zohaib moves to 40 of 28. He's been the most fluent batsman for CCS so far. Missed that one. Tanzil. Missed that one again. Quicker one through the air. Two dot balls there from Patil. This one again. Tanzil wanted to hit it hard towards the mid wicket area. Got inside edge towards the short fine leg. Picked up 2. Doesn't matter how they come as long as they come. Tanzil moves up to 9. Zohaib 40 on 28. This one driven towards the bowler. Misfields there. He would be not happy with himself for that effort. Should have stopped the ball there. Batsman take another single. End of the 12th over. CCA 87 for 2 after being put in by St. John's 1. Here at the inland cricket grounds in the Elite T20 tournament brought to you by Calgary and District Cricket League. This telecast is being brought to you by 22 Yard Network. Two games being played today. Tanzil batting on 10 of 8 balls. Taking the strike now. Kiran Pal digs that shot. Has been hit off the back foot towards the cow corner. A good shot there. A fielder coming down from the long on area was right in the center between cow corner and long on. Tanzil rocking back on back foot there. Kiran, fuller one outside the off. Tanzil was waiting for another short one. Outthinking there. Kiran, the batsman, was expecting another short one. Bowled wider outside the off, a fuller one. Couldn't do much, just watch the ball go past him. Fuller one again. He's bowling at a decent pace. Kiran. Dust of gold, the dot balls as they say in the T20 format of the game. Second T20 game, the Elite division between Calgary Legends and Kings 1. Legends are 61 for 7 at the Westman ground as we see Tanzil hitting this one over the cover area. Crosses the boundary line. Long off, trying his best to cut that ball. Didn't manage before the ball crossed the boundary line. That was a good shot there from Tanzil.
Hello.
93 for 2.
Yeah.
Full toss, full over the square leg onto the car.
Yeah.
Did it hit anybody's car there? We had to wait and watch. That was a big one. That went high up into the air. And the wind blowing from the eastern to western side took the ball further away.
Okay.
Full toss ball. That was a bad ball there from Kiran. Making full use there, Tanzil.
So
6 more.
Elkin and then
Was
Ken
almost
and
hit the
Lucky,
cars there.
and then
And luckily I've parked in a position where
yeah.
it's difficult to get that ball there. This one has been cut.
Okay.
Single
Killed.
to end the over. As CCA reached the three-figure mark, 100 for 2 now in 13 overs. Tanzil getting into the thick of the action. 23 or 14.
Okay, that should be okay. Let me know how it is now. Okay, sounds good.
CDCL has been
Yeah, I'll
organizing
go during
games
intermission,
and
yeah.
taking care of our beautiful game in Calgary since 1908. A good 118 years. That's a
Okay.
long time. Cricket
Okay, yeah,
had a lot
sounds
of
good.
history in North American continent back then.
Okay, sounds good.
Early 1800s, late
Thank you.
1800s,
Okay, bye.
early 1800s. The game was played here in North America. In fact, the legend has it that the first outswinger or the outswinger was discovered by a gentleman from Philadelphia. Back at the time, as Asif comes into bowl, walks down the pitch there, Zohaib. He does that so many times during his innings. Disturb the rhythm of the bowler. Seems to be his plan there. This one has been picked up. Beautiful shot. Did it cross the line? It did, as the fielder also signals to the umpire. Another maximum there from Tanzil. You don't bowl that length to Tanzil. He will dispatch you all day, all long, if you keep on bowling to him under his bat. His hand-eye coordination is superb, as you can see. That's the length to bowl to him. And the line as well. 9 runs so far in this over from Asif. 109 for 2. Fuller one outside the leg stump. Did it get any part of the bat? We'll have to wait and watch. No signal from the umpire. Oh. Was that buys or not sure what he meant by that signal. Again giving him under the bat. Again he has been caught though. Oh, again he's been dropped. This is the fourth catch that St. John's has dropped in this innings. Zohaib getting dropped twice. No, Zohaib getting dropped once. Tanzil once. And Saeed got dropped twice. Small drinks break here for the batsman. At the end of 14th over, 6 overs to go in this innings, 113 for 2. CCA would be looking at 155, 100 between 155, 165, which is quite possible here, given that Zohaib is still there and Tanzil is middling the ball pretty well. Zohaib 44 not out from 30. And Tanzil is batting on 32 from 18. Zohaib has not had much of the strike in last 2 overs or so. Tanzil is facing Aryan now. I think Aryan is coming back to the attack. Slow one, rather a jhadu shot, as we call it. Premeditated. That shot had looks of a premeditated shot all over it. Aryan has given 18 runs so far and has picked up a wicket. Outside the off stumps, Zohaib walking down the stumps. Aryan bowling a bit wider. Zohaib not happy with the umpire, demanding a wide. Unmoved umpire there. Counts as a dot. Clearly, Zohaib is not happy with the umpire's decision there. Just take his field a little bit, getting the sweeper cover a little bit more towards deep extra coverage. Shuffle once more, beaten. Sometimes it happens when you don't get much of strike and your partner is getting most strike and you are watching from the other end. Sometimes you tend to lose a little bit of touch, but Zohaib is a good batsman. He'll cover for it. This one has been hit towards long off. One bounce. Good fielding there. Single takes Zohaib to 45. It's 5 runs from his last 5 balls. Zohaib. Aryan mixing up things here. Slower one once again goes onto the back foot. That was back of the length ball. Generated good bit of bounce there from that length. Tanzil couldn't place it went straight to the fielder. Good over so far, just 2 of the overs so far. This one has been hit sweetly, but is it going direct and has been dropped again? What is happening here? I mean, these are dollies. This is not the kind of fielding the captain would be impressed with. Aryan clearly not happy with the fielder there. I've lost the count of how many catches they have dropped so far in this innings. Brilliant over there from Aryan. He'd be so disappointed not to pick up Tanzil's wicket. Picked up a single on the last ball of the previous over. Retains the strike. Tanzil, who takes off his helmet now, as Asif comes in fuller. Straight to the fielder. Big no from Asif there. Zohaib wanted a single, but rightly sent back by Tanzil. A dot ball to begin the proceedings of the 16th over here from Asif. Right arm over the stumps. Fuller one. Hit towards the long on boundary where the fielder comes in, running. Gets the ball back into the field of play. Gives it back to Asif, who is ready to bowl the next ball of the over to Zohaib. Full outside the off. That's wonderful bowling. Zohaib kind of moving towards leg side, anticipating Asif to bowl into his pads, but Asif went the other way. This one has been picked up. That's a magnificent shot. That was really a fantastic shot. Picked up the length pretty early. And that's 50 for Zohaib. How often do we see him raising his bat? He's a prolific scorer. He won the Batsman of the Year award in last year as well. That was a fantastic shot over cow corner. This one again hit hard towards long off to get a single. The business end of the innings has begun, and you can see the sense of urgency. 124 for 2. All set for 165-ish, 170-ish if Zohaib stays there. This one again taken on full toss. Full, is it a catch? Oh, no. Can't be kidding me. The fielder is not happy with himself as well. Four signalled, 25 of 2 overs there from Asif. It's been the expensive of the lot. 128 for 2. 4 overs remaining. Can CCA get to 175, which will be quite competitive considering that the outfield is heavy. And that shot from Zohaib was against the wind, went miles up and got a lot of distance as well. Got in the sweet spot of the bat. Zohaib a little opened up stance. Back leg on the leg stump. Single takes him to 52, 53. The score moves up to 129 for 2. Keeps his front leg quite open, Zohaib. Tanzil walks down the pitch and hits it. 6 more to Tanzil. walked down the stumps, picked up the length early, used all his power, went over the square leg for another maximum. He has been quite aggressive from the start, Tanzil. Expecting Aryan to bowl shorter length. Let's see what Aryan does next. This one again has been hit. Is again a 6. Picking that up. That's another 50 for Tanzil. 51 of 26 balls. Well played, Tanzil. 141 for 2. A 1.160, 165 looked a bit difficult, but we are looking at 175, 180 if these two keep on hitting like they have been hitting in the last 7-8 balls. 3 6s and a 4 coming in pretty quickly. 2 6s and a 4 in the last 3-4 balls from Tanzil. Azarian runs in again. This one outside the off stump, foolish ball. Tanzil clearing his front leg, wanting to hit that ball over the extra cover, vacant extra cover region. Didn't make contact. No run added. The extra cover fielder goes back onto the 30-yard circle. This one shorter length, pulled back the length there. Aryan and Tanzil got it towards deep point. But another single there. End of 17 overs, 142 for 2. Usually this ground is the ground where the outfield is pretty quick, but it's on heavier side today. Season has just started. It's been that kind of winter where the grounds have been wet because of snow and a bit of light rain. Gets his helmet back, Tanzil. As we see Kiran Pal back into action. 18 balls remaining in this innings. And can Calgary Cricket Academy cross 175, 180 mark? Remains to be seen. It does look like they should be easily able to do that with 8 wickets in hand and these two going pretty well. Bowled in there. That was a slower one. And Tanzil kind of picked up that slower delivery but missed it completely. And the ball knocks off the stumps out of the groove. Third wicket gone here for CCA. Kiran bowling the first ball. Slower one, full, straight. You miss, I hit. That's what Kiran told Tanzil there. End of a brilliant knock there from Tanzil. Quick fire, 52 of 30 balls. St. John's one would be thinking that they could have contained CCA under the score if they would have held their chances. dropped quite a few catches here. St. John's 1 fielders. Shahid is the next batsman in and will take strike. He's taking guard right now. Kiranpal Singh bowling round the stumps, angling it across the right-hander who drives the ball towards long off for a single. He takes the strike, takes the score to 143 and gives the strike to Zohaib, who is batting beautifully on 53 from 37 balls. Has held the innings together here for CCA. Bowled him! Straight, full, fast. Zohaib playing a cross-batted shot, missing the line, beaten all hands up. End of the innings. That's the 4th wicket down for CCA. Zohaib clean bowled by Kiranpal Singh for 53. The only way that you can stop the flow of runs is by taking wickets. That's what St. John's is trying to do. Kiranpal probably is realizing that he will have to do it all by himself, looking at how many catches the fielders have dropped. Knocking over both Tanzil and Zohaib. Both hit half centuries, getting rid of them in the same over. Both the batsmen knew, and that's the opportunity here for St. John's team to restrict CCA team. Mustafa, left-hander, comes to the crease, having a look at the field as Kiran, that was full toss, taken full on the bat, should have been maximum in terms of impact. Just watchful there because Kiran has taken 2 wickets in this over so far. It's taking a little bit of time. Mustafa, that was a full toss, should have been punished, but not to be. Here's Kiran once more. Again bowling that line coming across. Sometimes it's pretty difficult to hit these angles. Batsman .145 for 4 so far. Great over from Kiran. This one hit towards the cow corner for a single. That's a fantastic 18th over there from Kiranpal. Gets St. John's back into the game, restricting CCA batsmen there. 2 wickets and just 4 runs at this stage of the game is worth gold here. Two overs left in this innings. That's the over by over history here of the innings so far. 146 for 4 CCA. Put into bat by St. John's 1 in this encounter at the Inland Cricket Ground. Sandeep Khatri bowling the 19th over, which is supposed to be an important over in this format. And Mustafa was batting on one. Came on departure of Zohaib. Facing him, hit towards square leg area. Should be a couple. Easy couple. Moves to score to 148 for the loss of 4 wickets. Sandeep Khatri bowls from wide of the crease and misses the line completely. The length was okay. He went wide on that occasion, both line wise and from the angle that he bowled as well. Hit straight down the ground, didn't get connection, just a single. That's 150 up for CCA, 150 for 4. There's 10 balls remaining in this innings. Three fielders on the boundary line, on the leg side. Foolish ball. Does it get to the fielder? No, just drops short. One bounce. Just a single. Shahid was the batsman there. Except for that wide, Sandeep has been measured in this over so far. That's a good one. Full length ball. Foolish. Are they going to come for second? Yes, they are. That's good running, good presence of mind from Mustafa. Good call in the end. A couple more. Game of great uncertainties. It did look like CCA would cross 175, 180, but things have been pulled back by St. John bowlers in last 2 overs. That was a good ball again. A little bit surprised batsman, but I think that was a fair call from the umpire because he moved towards the off stump before the batsman bowled the ball, before the bowler bowled the ball. Sandeep once more has been driven towards the cow corner area where the fielder comes in quickly. A good fielding there, good support there from the fielder. End of another good over. Only 8 runs coming in the 19th over. Sandeep doing a pretty decent job for St. John's 1. 154 for 4. This could be well the important phase of the game for St. John's. Rather pulled back the game so far in last 3 overs. CCA was running away with Tanzil and Zohaib hitting the bowlers out of the par. Some lusty shots there from Tanzil's bat and Zohaib's bat. Last over being bowled by Kiran Pal, who's been brilliant in last over. Full, fast. That's good bowling really from Kiran Pal. No run. Beats the batsman Mustafa, all hands up again. Score remains on 154 for 4. Three fielders on the boundary line on the leg side as the next one has been driven towards the sweeper cover. Will just get one. And Mustafa, one run of 2 balls in the last over. A change in the field as the right-hander comes to the strike. Long off, long on, cow corner, deep square leg. 4 fielders outside, full and little bit too much on the leg side. Just gave direction towards fine leg. There Shahid picked up a couple, but this has been some effort from the St. John bowlers in the last 4 overs. 157 for 4. 3 balls remaining. This one has been hit towards the long on area, but straight to the fielder. Just 1 run again. Kiran Pal has done a wonderful job for St. John's. He's been the top bowler. He's been the pick of the bowlers for St. John so far. This one again beats the batsman. Appeal for caught behind. It has been given out. The umpire raised the finger. And Mustafa is staying his ground. The 2 umpires come in and having a chat. I'm not sure what that chat was about. It probably was if the keeper collected the ball properly. And Mustafa has to make his way back to the pavilion. That's another wicket for Kiran Pal. A masterly spell here from him. Just 1 ball remaining in the innings. 158 for 4. The CCA were 146 in after 17 overs. So I think just 12 runs came off the last 3. Hamza Butt, a lot of experience there. 202 matches, roughly around 2,500 runs with a strike rate of 80. He's going to face the last ball of the innings. 3 for 27 so far for Kiran Pal. Full toss, misses. An opportunity to score a boundary, picks up 2 nonetheless, and takes CCA to 160. 160 for 5 after the completion of the 20 overs. It's a really good comeback from the St. John one, from where they were 3 overs prior to the 20th over. There's a scorecard for you. Sayyid, bowled by Aryan for 31. Zahid Chaudhry couldn't get going. Was picked up in the deep by Wajid of Gilwakar. It was a superb catch. But post that, St. John's dropped dollies. Zohaib, bowled by Kiran Pal for 53. Tanzil, bowled by Kiran Pal for 52. Those two held the innings together for CCA. Shahid Siddiqui, 6 of 5. Mustafa, again, couldn't go big. Got caught by the keeper Gilwakar for the bowling of Kiran Pal for 9, and Hamza Butt remained not out for 2. 3 extras. St. John's needs 161 in 20 overs at 8.05 an over. And shortly we would see the bowling figures. Khatri going for 29 off his 4 without the wicket. Gilwakar bowled pretty well in the power play. He and Kiran Pal Sidhu with the 2 bowlers that did maximum damage for the bowling side. Harshit Patel, Kiran Pal Sidhu again 4 for 29. Sorry, 3 for 29 and 4. Asif Sheikh was rather expensive. 5 wickets, 3 picked up by Kiran and 1 apiece by Aryan and Gilwakar. "161 is the target for St. John's 1, and we will come back shortly when the second innings of the match commences in about 10 minutes from now. We take a short break here. gave away 17 runs in last 3 overs. And before that, Zohaib with a masterly 53 and Tanzil with an aggressive 52 were taking the cake. Saeed gets ready to bowl the first ball of the innings to Iqbal. Outside the off stump, came in sharply after pitching in.
Hello. Yeah, I think I
Guided
the
towards
camera. Can you take the light?
short third. Innings gets underway. First runs for St. John.
That's good.
Abhishek guiding the ball there to short third man. Picks up another single. Well built, Abhishek. Cow corner and long on. Two fielders outside the circle. Wide signal there. Back of length. Hitting the deck hard. Good carry there. Score moves up to 3. Saeed gets ready for bowling the next ball. Right arm over the stumps, close to the wickets there. Bowling close to the stumps there. Saeed got a little bit of swing and also came in sharply after pitching in. Good ball there. We didn't see much swing from the St. John bowlers in the power play, but they bowled pretty well in the power play. This one again close from the stumps there from Saeed. And once again guided towards short third man. Picks up another single. Outside the off stump, fishing there. Slight appeal from the short third man fielder, but none from the keeper and the bowler. Score remains at 4 for no loss. Comes the butt, relaying ball back to Saeed. Foolish ball. Good lengthish. End of the first over. 5 for no loss. St. John's. That's the run worm for you for the St. John's. You can see from 17th to 20th over that kind of remained flat. Abhishek is going to face next delivery. The first one of the second over. Field being placed. Zohaib making sure the fielders are on the right positions, covering the right angles. Mustafa is going to start the proceedings from the south end of the ground. Bowling the second over is a Willie spinner. Bowls left arm. Short third man point. Cover, extra cover. Long, mid off. Long on. Outside the off stump. Beaten for the length there. Wanted to take the ball on the up, but nowhere close to the ball there. Abhishek and Mustafa bowling from wide of the crease, angling the ball towards the pads and then getting the ball away from the batsman. 2 dots to start with from Mustafa. Long one and cow corner. 2 fielders outside the circle. This one has been hit over extra cover. We'll have to wait and watch for the signal from the umpire. It was a beautiful shot. Beautiful pickup shot. Was foolish. Took it under the bat. A 4 signaled by the umpire. Iqbal getting under the ball on that occasion is Mustafa once more. Good length delivery. Beaten there. Iqbal. The 2 umpires were in conversation before this ball. Not sure what the conversation was about. See this open stance. So many batsmen favouring that stance as the next ball is played towards the short cover area where Hamza Butt fields. No addition to the score. There's 4 of the over so far. Just talking about that stance. So many batsmen favour that stance. This one has been hit straight down the ground towards the long off area. A 4 signaled here by umpire. There's 2 boundaries in this over. 13 for no loss. St. John's chasing 161. As the comparison of the 2 worms here. Early innings, yet a long way to go for St. John's to cross the line. Third over about to begin. Both the bowlers opting for 2 leg side fielders, the cow corner and the long on. This one hit over the infield. Is that a 4 or a 6? This is a 4 signaled by the umpire. Picked up on the up by the batsman. It looked like it went up rather than getting more distance, but from here we couldn't make out if that was going the distance or not. Just landed before the boundary line for another 4. This one guided towards our third man, misfield. The non-striker was sending him back. Could have been in problem there. Iqbal, lucky for him that the short third man misfielded. Could have been trouble, but all is well that ends well. They pick up another single. Abhishek batting on 7, Iqbal on 10. Saeed bowls the next one. Shot outside the off stump, guided towards the third man boundary. Two fielders chasing the ball, just picking the ball inside the boundary line. 2 runs taken by the 2 batsmen there. The inland grounds here have multiple sports facilities here. You can see baseball practice going on our right side, which is the west side of the ground, as Saeed comes in, bowls again. That was quicker one. Good length delivery. Iqbal kind of walking into that shot. Beaten by the bounce there. 20 for no loss. Look at that front leg, where that front leg is on probably 7th or 8th step, as this one has been hit towards the boundary. Another boundary. There was a good effort from the fielder to stop it, but couldn't stop the ball. Was hit hard, even after getting a hand to it. On this heavy airfield, the ball went beyond the boundary, so you can imagine the force behind that shot. Dealing in boundaries here, St. John's. St. John's quickly moves up to 24 in the 3rd over. 11 runs so far in this over. Slower one. Iqbal playing it back to the bowler. Ending the over with a dot here, Saeed. 2 overs for 16 runs. 3 overs gone here. 24 scored. The St. John's are maintaining the required run rate. They need 8.05 to win the game per over. Partnership of 24 so far put on by the 2 openers, Abhishek and Iqbal. For St. John's, as Mustafa is getting ready to bowl his second over in the 4th of the innings. Foolish ball, goes back. Should have been playing that ball on the front foot. Iqbal Sandhu and Abhishek Datta. Abhishek is facing reverse, trying the reverse hit here, realizing there's no fielder outside in the sweeper cover area. Not connecting there as Mustafa flights this one and misses. An appeal there, I think for a run out or something. That was a chance that went begging. That ball was full toss, should have been hit. Hit across, missed the line of the ball completely. Lucky that the ball was not on stumps. A little chit chat between the 2 batsmen again. trying to calm each other down. It's a team game. Cricket has been pulled towards long on boundary. Chase there for the fielder. A couple. Picked up by Abhishek. Takes the score to 26. It's 2 runs of the over so far. Usually bowls tight lines, Mustafa. Shot that has been dispatched towards the fine leg area for another 4. A kind of commentator's curse, as you would call it. The moment you say something good about some fielder or a batsman or a bowler, you see the next ball from the bowler being hit, or a catch getting missed, or batsman getting out. That's what we call commentator's curse. No sooner I talked about he bowling tight lines, he pitched one shot and outside the leg, and Abhishek taking advantage of that. Score moves up to 30. Mustafa, slower one, has been hit over the mid-wicket infield. Should be another boundary. Is another boundary. Not sure why what Mustafa is pointing at. Not happy, which is understood, but I'm not sure what he wanted the fielders to do there. It was hit over the short mid-wicket's head. 34 at the end of 4 overs. An expensive over there from Mustafa. So far, St. John's team has taken good advantage of the power play. We see a bowling change here. Iqbal Sandhu batting on 16 from 13 and Abhishek on 17 from 11. St. John's need another 120 runs at 7.50 and over to win this match. It is getting a bit chilly now. Or chillier rather, it was chilly already, though there is sunshine. You can feel the chill in the air. Zahid Chowdhury is replacing Sayyid. Left arm, short ball, guided towards third man once again by Iqbal. Picks up a single. 17 apiece, both batsmen at the moment. .35 for no wicket in 4. Zahid bowls short outside the off stump, left alone. Wide signal by the umpire. Zahid not happy. Took a little time there, umpire, to signal that wide. 36. Now the score. If my memory serves me right, the CCA scored 34 or 36 in the power play. Full ball a little slower. Push towards Hamza button cover. Batsman crossover for a single. Zahid is bowling to a 5-4 field. 5 on the off, 4 on the on. Short fine leg, short square leg, short mid wicket, long on, long off, sweeper cover outside, short cover, point. Short third man. And mid off. There's a field taken by Zahid Chaudhary. Side the off stump shot, punch towards extra cover. Hamza does a good job of stopping that. Was hit hard. Went straight to him though. Just getting the bat in the line of the ball at the last minute. Pushing it out to point area. Picks up another single. Iqbal moves up to 18. Abhishek facing the last ball from Zahid this over. Shuffles across outside the off stump. Hit outside the off stump. On the pads. Slight inquiry by Zahid, but he knew that that ball was way outside the off stump when it hit the batsman's pad. No addition to the score. It was a dot ball to end the over from Zahid. 38. Five overs gone or 6 overs gone? Should be 5 overs gone. Yep. $116 needed from 15. Bhupinder is going to take charge of the bowling. Mustafa was a little bit expensive in his previous over. Zohaib telling his bowler what he wants him to do. Abhishek is on strike. Hakeem is the bowler. Hakeem is going to bowl the last over of the power play. We got 5 fielders on the on, 4 on the on. Similar field set for Hakeem. I think all the bowlers had long on and cow corner outside the circle as Hakeem bowls the first one short. That ball should have been dispatched. Was short, wide, outside the leg stump. We'll have to wait and watch if that hit the bat. Wide given. That was an opportunity for Iqbal to dispatch it to the maximum. Couldn't connect. Shot again, and this time connects, but not fully yet. Again, just 1 run. Got away with both the balls there, Hakeem. Iqbal not middling those loose deliveries. One more fielder now added to the onside. So 4 on the off and 5 on the 4 on the off and 5 on the on now. As Hakeem bowls next one, and this one has been hit towards fine leg. Still not connected well by Abhishek. Both the batsmen not able to connect the ball in this over. been 4 loose balls here. You can see Hakim not happy about that, loosening up his shoulders. This one was a better one, stopping a little bit. First dot ball. That's better 2 balls. Last 2 balls. A little flight. The first 4 balls was bowling a little bit quicker and flatter. Might be better off by taking off the jumper. Maybe the shoulder will be more free. Outside the off stump, cut towards cover. Hamza stops the ball but couldn't prevent the batsman from taking another single. St. John's quietly move up to 45. Wide outside the off stump. Short third man. Should be a run out. It is a run out. Abhishek just played the ball and started to run without bothering to look at his partner. No call, nothing. All his fault. It was the non-striker's call. Not sure what Abhishek was thinking there. And these are the kind of lapses that can prove costly. He was playing well. St. John's were going well. And that's a gift from St. John's to CCA. First wicket down, Abhishek, gone for 21. Run out by Saeed M. He went straight to Saeed. And Abhishek didn't even look towards the fielder, nor did he look towards his partner. Just kept on running and paid the price by losing his wicket. Mirza Altaf making a debut of sorts here. This is his first match. $45 for 1 now, St. John's. 46 for 1 now. End of Hakim's over. End of the power play. We might see Zohaib taking the option of opening up the field. His power play has ended. You can see shadows getting longer from the north side of the ground. And that is the south side of the ground. The cars are parked on the south side of the ground. That's your Stony Trail. Nets. Zahid is going to continue the operation from the north end of the inland cricket grounds. Two cricket fields, a baseball field, a soccer field. Big grounds here on the banks of Stony Trail. What's the discussion about? 14 overs to be bowled. The sunset is supposed to be happening pretty soon. In another 40 minutes or so. And here's Zahid bowling to Iqbal Sidhu. Outside the off stump, push towards point, backward point, gets a single. Iqbal Sandhu, not Sidhu. Apologies for that. Mirza Altaf wearing a floppy hat. Good compact stance. Picked up that ball and hooked it over square leg boundary for 4. Good start there for Mirza. Looks compact. Begins his batting innings with a boundary, with a nice solid hook. $50-51 for 1. St. John's now. Just caressed that ball towards fine leg area, running away, but the fielder should be able to cut it. Gets another couple. It was a shortish delivery outside the leg stump from Zahid, and Mirza, aware of the field, placed it between the keeper and the short fine leg. And that's a couple more. Hakim has been pushed down to the square leg boundary, and Saeed is moving towards cow corner. Deep square leg, cow corner, long on, long off, deep extra cover. The regulation 5 fielders outside. This one, and it should be a wicket. It is a wicket. That just couldn't pick up the ball. Was he not ready? Not sure what happened there. Not sure really what happened there. Why is he given not out? Was there anybody from dugout on the field? Maybe there was somebody on the field from the dugout when the ball was bowled. We still have to confirm that. Lucky there. It's been termed as no ball. So it looks like there was somebody on the field. Outside the off stump, shot, missed the ball completely. Couldn't make use of that free hit. Mirza. 54 for 1. 7th over in progress. Zahid, Mirza puts that ball away towards the cow corner. He has faced 5 balls so far. Yet to see a shot on the offside from his blade. All his scoring runs and all the shots so far have been on the leg side as Zahid bowls the next one foolish. Walked into that shot. Iqbal placed it and ran for a single. End of the over from Zahid Chaudhry. End of the second over. Given 14 runs so far. 56 for 1. Mirza Altaf Hussain and Iqbal Sandhu in the centre for St. John's now. The men that matter for St. John's at the moment, the two batsmen. Required run rates going a little bit up from the previous over now. 8 runs required, which still is much manageable. Tanzil is going to start the 8th over. He bowls leg spin. Has a good googly, Tanzil. He has a bag full of tricks. Slows down the pace of the ball. Gives a lot of air to the ball. This one has been hit towards extra cover boundary for 4 runs. The first one pitched up. Flighted delivery. Iqbal reaching the pitch of the ball and hitting the ball in the air over the cover fielder. Adds a boundary to his score and moves up to 26 and takes his team to 60. It's Tanzil. Bowls another one. There's an appeal for caught behind. And has been given out. He's contesting. But he must walk if the umpire has given him out. That's the second wicket. And the first one for Tanzil. Got behind. 2 down now. St. John's. That was a foolish one. Went onto the knee. It looks like the ball took the edge. The keeper, Sohaib, did the rest. Iqbal now walking back into the hut for 22 from 22 balls. And St. John's now in a spot of a little bit of bother because both the batsmen are new. They both have to build the innings from here. Wajid, the new batsman in. Slight adjustment of field. Zohaib realizing he needs wickets, gets a slip in. That's good captaincy from Zohaib. Tanzil flights this one again. Driven down towards long off for a single, which Tanzil will not mind. Just a little bit quicker onto the stumps. Zohaib asking the third man to be a little bit finish, more towards 45. Quicker one, hit straight down the ground towards extra cover. That's a good shot. Crosses the fence, 4 runs. Using feet there, Mirza. Good shot that. Good pickup shot. Between the sweeper and the long off for 4. Full. Taken on the full by Mirza as well. Driven down towards long on for a single. Good sensible batting. Just lost the wicket in that over, but had picked up a boundary. 2 boundaries in that over. 66 for 2. St. John's is still ahead of the curve, as you can see. Change of ends for Hakeem. Long off, long on, deep extra cover, cow corner and deep square leg. He's got a short square leg as well. Short third man, point, short extra cover. As Hakeem bowls the next one, bounces a bit. Missed opportunity again, I would say. He's got a fielder in the deep, so you could say that he's bowling to his field, but if the batsman gets hold of that ball, that's the chance the bowlers take. This one hit towards cow corner, taken on one first bounce by Saeed. The umpire asking him to not roll the ball on the ground, as it alters the condition of the ball. Change in the field now. Five on the onside now for Wajid. This one up in the air. Will it fall short of the fielder? Yes, it does. And Zahid is the fielder who fields at the deep square leg. Had to come in running. He was away from him, to be fair to the fielder. The plan seems to be, ask the batsman to hit towards leg side. This one has been hit and should be a 6. It is a 6. I'm not sure if that is a great plan, but time will tell. Shortish length, all these balls. Slower in the air. Asking the batsman to hit, inviting them. On this occasion, Mirza making full use of that, getting a maximum for his team, and taking the team total to 74 for the loss of 2 wickets in the 9th over. Hakeem has been a bit expensive. 16 runs of the 10 balls he has bowled. This one comes out and puts it into extra cover area. Gets a single. Was well placed by the batsman Mirza. Wajid plays that down back to the bowler's hand. No run there. Ends the second over with a dot there, Hakeem. Went for a 6 there. In that over. 9 runs came out that over. 85 runs required of the remaining 66 balls. CNDCL bringing you this game, this tournament, the sponsorship, Sherborne and CTH. This game is being broadcast by 22 Yards Network as Tanzil should pick up a wicket. That is a good catch. That was pretty simple. Just beaten in the flight. Checked his stroke in the end. Rather disappointment on Mirza's face. He should have gone through the shot there. Just checked his stroke in the end and paid the price. It was a simple catch, went straight to Hamza, but Tanzil picks up his second wicket. And St. John's lose their third wicket. And we can see the president of CDCL, Sabil Khan, and the secretary, Hamza. Not Hamza. I think it's Hamza. Yeah. On the grounds as Hussein Raza is the next batsman in. .75 for 3 in the 10th over. Tanzil 2 for 10 now. He's bowling his second over. This one has been hit towards the deep square leg. Should be cut off. Just a single there for Hussein Raza. Gets off the mark on the first delivery he faced. Good ball there. Good length. Spinning away from the batsman. He's got a smooth run up. Tanzil. Batted beautifully as well. Good all-rounder. Utility all-rounder. One would call him. Uses his all the experience of the batsman in him to bowl to the batsman. This one was on the stumps again. Played towards short mid wicket. Picks up a single. Score moves up to 77. Raza is going to face Tanzil. Is going to bowl the last over of his second over. This one swept towards deep square leg. Well fielded there by the fielder, covering the spin on the ball. End of a successful over for Tanzil and for the CCA team as we approach the half of the second innings. 10 overs gone, 78 for 3. St. John's needs another 82 from 10 overs at 8.20. Run rate just a bit up from where it was at the beginning of the innings. They needed 8.05. Still much under control, I would say. They're hovering around that 8-ish run rate. They take the game deep. They should be able to win as Hakim comes in and bowls, loops this one, takes a little bit of outside edge and goes towards the deepish backward point. Just get a single there. Good spin there. That spun quite viciously and came in, defended towards the short cover area. The shadow's reaching the pitch now. Stops there. This one has been hit up in the air, falls in no man's land. Just one. Slower, he just waited. A lot of debate about that action. A lot of support from likes of Ravi Ashwin for bowlers to do that. This one again, top edged, just a single. Why should batsmen have all the fun? Is what Ravi Ashwin says when people debate about that kind of action. Usman Tariq brought in a new dimension to the game by that action. A lot of debate around it. Hakim outside the leg stump. Misfielded there by Hamza, but should be only a single. Good comeback there from Hakim. He was a little bit expensive. It's getting a little bit darker now. Still we can see some sunshine, but light definitely has faded a little bit. Edged again. Just a leisurely single there from batsman. No urgency displayed whatsoever. Normally they'd say run the first one hard, but probably they realize that there's no second in that, so why spend that energy, conserve it and use the long handle. Getting closer, that worm now, the comparison. Once again, thank our sponsors, Canadian Travel House and Sherborne. Your valuable support is appreciated. This telecast is brought to you by 22 Yard Network. Temperature is dipping. Mustafa back into the action and dispatched towards fine leg boundary, crosses the line, 4 runs. Has been a wee bit expensive today, not finding his usual rhythm, Mustafa. One of those days where he has been bowling not to his potential. Quicker one once again. That's a good pickup shot towards the extra cover where Saeed fields first. bounce and gets the ball back into the bowler's hand after a relay. Double 8 for 3. Tossed up, missed opportunity. Wanted to play that ball straight, hit the inner edge of the bat and went towards short fine leg. Wajid on 6 and Hussain on 10. Attempt of reverse sweep, but he got a little bit of bat there. Gets a couple. The ball went towards the third man area. He wanted to send the ball towards pointish direction where there's nobody in the outfield except for the sweeper cover, who is quite far from where the batsman attempted the shot or wanted the ball to go. This one shot has been hit towards the cover area where the sweeper has to come in and collect the ball. Into the 90s, 92 for 3 now. 68 required of 8.1 overs. This is going to get interesting. They need a few lusty blows here. Is that the first one? It is, and straight into the side screen. Beautiful shot over the bowler's head, right in onto the side screen. 6 more. They need a few more if they have to get the win here. A few more shots like that will put the bowling side under pressure. The CCA has experience on their side, which I'm sure they will have to use all of that to restrict St. John's from crossing the line. Hakim has been once again entrusted with the bowling duties, and he's going to bowl his last over of his quota. 98 and 12, 62 now required of 8. This one gets hold of it towards fine leg boundary. That's 4 runs. St. John's crosses the 100 mark. 102 for 3 now. That was a loose ball, and the batsman Hussain made full use of it. Probably needs to get his line a little bit more towards off, overcompensating there. Wide signal by the umpire. A little bit quicker and wider. That's what one boundary can do to your mind. This one hit towards us, and it's a maximum. Just saved by Whiskers, the commentator's box, which is a car. Whew, that was close. That's the commentator's box there. Mighty shot that. Hussain is taking them on. 109 for 3. Not sure if that was the right call to continue with Hakim. Let's see if Hakim can get back into the game by bowling a tighter few balls. That was a quicker, faster one. Foolish delivery. A dot Much wanted dot for the CCA team. Once again, a little quicker through the air. Not much air given. Misfield there. 110 now for 3. "12 runs so far in this over. 2 legal deliveries to go. Wajid has been going at a runner ball so far. That was quick. Calls for a single. And Wajid responds. Gets back to the other end safely. Nelson 1-1-1 for 3. Well, not really Nelson. Nelson is 1-1-1. Try to drive that ball. It's the end of the spell from Hakeem. A little bit on the expensive side, but in today's modern T20 day and age, I would say it is not that expensive. Under 9 is kind of okay. Tanzil has bowled 2 overs, 2 for 13. Hakeem finished his quota, none for 35. Zahid Chaudhry, none for 14 and 2. Mustafa Iqbal, 33 for 3. Saeed, 16 from 2. Tanzil comes back into the action. Outside the off stump. Misses beaten. Beaten in the air. Still 6.5 overs to be bowled. Tanzil pitches this one a little bit back of the length. Batsman rocks back and punches it down to the long off area. St. John's gets another run on the scoreboard. Quicker one. Once again tries to hit over the backward point area. Reverse sweeping. Doesn't connect. He hasn't connected any of the reverse sweeps that he has attempted. Maybe he's better off playing conventional percentage cricket. Tanzil has bowled a good spell so far. Has picked up 2 for 14 in 2.5 overs he's bowled. Here's Tanzil once more. Tosses that one up. Misses completely. There's appeal for stumping, but not out, says the umpire. .48 needed of 38 deliveries now. Much chaseable, one would imagine. They still have wickets in hand. The only issue they might face is the light. Shot that has been pulled over the boundary for a maximum. That was a really loose delivery, inviting Hussain to park that ball over the boundary, and he did. And he did that with some style and grace.
Hello. Yeah. Yeah. It's already full. I don't know if I can. I already put it to the maximum.
Dot to end the over.
It's already full on this. Okay, I'll reduce that. Okay. Yeah, I can.
2 for 20 in his 3 overs, Tanzil. And 42 required now of 6. 7 apiece. Zahid
Yeah, that is
going to
background
take
sound and then
the responsibility of bowling the 15th
nothing
over.
else. Yeah.
118 for 3 in 14 overs. St. John's in response to
I don't know if I can do anything else.
159 from
What's that?
CCA as Zahid bowls the one shortish,
Give me 1
played
second.
under his nose.
I can hear you
Takes
well.
a quick single.
Repeat that. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I've been using that. Yeah.
Zahid once more comes in. Slower one.
Yeah.
Has been pushed up. Should be a catch.
Yeah, I've been
Is
working with
taken.
the brightness. Yeah.
It's taken by the fielder at long off.
Okay, yeah. Sounds good. Okay. Yeah.
That's the wicket.
Alright, take it. Bye.
CCA needed. Hussain was aggressive. It was a good catch. Under the fading light and the dipping temperature. To hold on to those catches is good job done. 4th wicket down now for St. John's. So they need 41 of the remaining 5.4 overs. Hands in the pockets for most of the fielders. As the temperature is dipping down here at the inland grounds. Kiran Pal, who bowled brilliantly for St. John's, is the next man in. Interested by the St. John's team to finish the job. Still 41 required. CCA would believe another wicket or so and they will be back into the game in the driver's seat. Even Steven, I would say, at the moment, as Zaid comes in. Kiran was not ready. Full. Is it a catch? That is a catch. Went straight into the hands of Captain Zohaib. Two wickets in this over. Puts back pressure onto St. John's team. Is struggling a bit now. St. John's. 5th wicket down. 2 wickets in 2 deliveries. I was telling you earlier, saying CCA has the experience to pull things back. They know how to win games. They are the reigning champions in the CDCL Elite tournament, Elite T20 tournament. Pepping the team up, Captain Zohaib. as Zahid comes in once more. Outside the off stump, guided towards the third man area. Should have been cut off by the short third man. Is it going to run behind the boundary line? No. Just fielded inside for a couple. They could have been cut off by the short third man fielder. Had to put in a dive. .121 now for 5. This one again guided towards the short third man. Picks up a single. Zahid bowls a short one. Push towards point. No run scored. End of 15th over. 5 overs remaining. 122 for 5. 38 needed of 5. Still much doable provided St. John's doesn't lose wickets. Bhupinder being introduced into the attack in the 16th over. .38 needed of 30. Third man point. Deep extra cover. Extra cover. This one has been picked up. Should be a maximum. Is massive. It's a 6. That's what St. John's needs. Straight away pressure on Bhupinder. Getting hit on the first ball for a 6. Good start to the over. Aryan Sharma doing the honours there. He's a good talent. Quicker one has been placed well between the two fielders. Should be a couple. Gets it easily. Aryan is the key here now for St. John's. .130 for 5. 30 needed from 28. Anybody's game still, but I would say, and he's bowling! With that, it is going to be tilted in CC's favour again. I was just mentioning it still is anybody's game, but with that wicket, I think the balance is more towards CCA now. Aryan wanting to hit that ball over the cow corner. It was a slower one. Well bowled there from Bhupinder, keeping his nerve under the pressure. Sixth wicket down for St. John's now. Asif S has played 47 games, only 468 runs to his credit. Not much of a batsman, one would call him, but anybody can swing the bat and get a few. If he can do that for his team, that will be what the captain of St. John's will be hoping, as Bhupinder bowls next one, which has been hit towards the cow corner area by Asif, gets a single, gets Wajid on the strike, who has been there for some time now. One would imagine that if St. John's has to win, Wajid will have to play a major part in that. Slow on again, goes straight to Hamza. Hamza but fields, but cannot prevent a single. (132) 28 required by St. John's. And CCA needs 4 wickets, or they need to restrict St. John's under 28. This one driven, square driven, fielded well by Hamza, but gets a hand to it. Saves a run or so for his team. End of the 16th over. 133 for 6. St. John's still just above the worm. You can see those wickets between 15th and the 16th over. As Saeed is going to come back into the attack. Started with a 6, Bhupinder, in that over, but ended up well. (27) required a 4. Asking the third man fielder to go back to the boundary line as Saeed comes in and bowls to Asif, who pushes it towards Zohaib. Batsman crossover for a single. Hamzabad being pushed towards deep square leg. Doesn't want boundaries to be leaked. The skipper. As Asif. Wajid is on strike. This one has been hit well. 4 being signalled by the umpire. That was a good pickup shot. That was wide outside the off stump. Width on offer. Gladly accepted by Wajid. Dispatches it over the cover boundary for 4. This is going to be a tighter match than one would have imagined. 22 needed of 16. This one wide, should be called wide. It is a wide. (21) now required. Saeed to Wajid. This one has been hit again over the long on boundary for a maximum. That is some shot in the fading light at the inland cricket ground. The long on fielder tried his best to keep the ball in the field of play. but went over by whiskers. 15 now. This one again, hit straight over, long off, 6. What a shot, man. Take a bow, Wajid. Under pressure. Executing those shots. Takes some talent. Should be St. John's game now. 9 required of 3 overs. 3.2. This one again hit. That should be a maximum again. It is a maximum. The fielder is signaling 4. It looked like it hit. Went over the boundary line, but you have to take the fielder's call there. 4 runs. Only 5 needed now. Wajid, the man in action. This one hit it up in the air. Is it going to be caught? No. Falls in no man's land. As they say, the fortune favors the brave. No need to run on the overthrow there. Just 4 runs required now by St. John's. That was an expensive over from Saeed. Got the lengths wrong. Brilliant display of courage and talent by Wajid there. Four runs required as per my calculation, but the scoreboard is some challenge with the scoring app. Something wrong with the app, but to the best of my knowledge, it's just 4 runs required. Tanzil is going to bowl, and Wajid is the batsman. He doesn't need to take any risks. Just 4 runs required. And he pushes that up over and should be the match. It is a 6. What a knock there from Wajid. Brilliant stuff. And St. John's defeats the reigning champion CCA in this game at the Inland Cricket Ground. Wonderful batting there from Wajid. Great chase. What a game we have had here at the Inlands in the fading light. St. John's just keeping their nerve. And the win by 5 wickets. Useful contributions by a few guys from St. John's. Zahid tried to pull things back for CCA by picking up 2 wickets in an over, but post that it's been Wajid all the way. Handshakes all over, and rightly so. The news here from Inland Cricket Ground is that St. John's has won against CCA by 5 wickets. Wajid not out for 33. Hussain also batted brilliantly, played a much useful knock, 30 from 19. Abhishek and Iqbal played useful knocks on the top as well. 159 was the score that CCA scored, and St. John's winning the match by 4 wickets. Sayyid Mohammed got hit in that over, and that changed the complexion of the match. Is the summary of the game. Kiran Pal was the pick of the lot, and so was Gilwakar for the St. John's bowling side. Tanzil and Zuhaib played well for CCA. As we come to the end of this game, we'd again like to thank our sponsors, CTH, Canada Travel House, and Sherborne. Your support is much appreciated. This telecast was brought to you by 22 Yards Network with my colleague cameraman Anand. Sandeep Rana here, signing off for the day till we see you in the next game.